country until the government negotiates with bandits, noting that there are about 100,000 armed bandits in the northwest alone.
Gumi, while speaking on efforts to rescue the kidnapped pupils of Tajina Islamic School, Niger State, North Central Nigeria, noted that the bandits kidnapping school pupils were disappointed that he negotiated with them without the involvement of the federal government. He says the bandits had requested 200 million naira from the victims' parents, which was subsequently reduced to 150 million. Gumi said despite efforts to get the pupils out, the bandits were adamant in their financial demand.
Now, to get more on this, we have our Abuja-based correspondent Amadin Uyi joining us this morning on Breakfast. Amadin, good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. Well, Amadin, let's begin by getting your thoughts on the recent comments by Sheikh Gumi.
It's a very, very complex situation. And what I mean by complex is sometimes you tend not to want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. First of all, for Sheikh Gumi has shown that he has links with the bandits. But what is worrisome about his statement is that we are beginning to see a pattern which is actually becoming a trend. First of all, there was agitations in the South, and then the Niger Delta Development Commission was formed. Secondly, insecurity, massive insecurity situation in the Northeast, and a Northeast Development Commission was formed. Now we have bandits kidnapping innocent students and children, and then certain individuals are saying that government must negotiate with the bandits. And the truth about the matter is, these demands being made by agreeing to Nigeria, they cannot be solved in one day. Neither can they be solved in 6 months or in 1 month. Nigeria has a massive land area. We have a very over 200 million in population. So Sheikh Gumi now is coming as a self-appointed spokesperson of the bandits. When the kangaroos were for over a week, the military could not locate them. Within 2 days, Sheikh Gumi traveled from Kaduna to Niger State, had a photo of bandits, and it was everywhere to show that he has direct access with the bandits and these criminals terrorizing Nigeria. Now the big question is it part of an orchestrated plan? Is he in cohort with the bandits? We will not forget that he was instrumental to the negotiation of the students from the forest to the School of Mechanization in Kaduna, where the students were released. It was part of this effort, so that's why we have to be careful to throw the baby away with the bathwater. But all in all, it still boils down to the same thing. Nigeria's current security architecture does not have the capacity to contain whatever trend of insecurity that is brewing around the country. State police solve it, we don't know, because state police, they will still not have the capacity to protect over 10,000 communities and over 10,000 schools.
Amadin, not to break your train of thought. Amadin, not to break your train of thought, but there's something you said that I'd like you to, expatiate a bit on. You talked about a pattern. Now, you're seeing a pattern with the actions of the Sheikh and, some of the developments in that area. What are you inferring from this pattern? Is there a concern that this pattern is bringing up for you?
Yes, there is a very, very big concern, because it is clear that whatever non-state actor that wants to make a demand, they first resort to bullying citizens, bullying the federal government to get their demands. And the federal government, they are helpless. They have refused to admit it, but it is very, very clear that they are helpless. They do not have the capacity to stop these kind of bullies that forcefully want to force them to make policies that will benefit certain groups, certain ethnic groups, certain religious groups. Like I said, it started from the Niger Delta agitation, where we saw kidnapping, destruction of oil facilities, vandalism of pipelines, and the rest. And the Niger Delta Development Commission was formed. Shortly after that, the insecurity challenge migrated to the northeast, and we saw a Boko Haram terrorist group that came and said, we are waging a jihad against Nigeria's government. And what did they do? They first started with burning government offices, attacking government staff, then they migrated to attacking Christians, attacking Muslims, going to communities, killing innocent Nigerians. And at a point in time, the federal government said that the destruction had been too much, and a Northeast Development Commission was formed. Now we have this set of people who are now kidnapping students, saying that they are aggrieved. They are not happy with Nigeria's government. I don't know if it is the students in the Islamic school that upsets them, or it is the students in the School of Mechanization or the Greenfield, and what they do is that they are collecting monies from parents. And then you now see a self-acclaimed spokesperson coming to say this will not end until federal government negotiates with them. That is why I said that there is a pattern that has been consistent over the years, which has now become a trend. And because the federal government is deaf to the plea of Nigerians, is deaf to the realities on ground.
Speaking about the same,
is now being bullied, and Nigerians, the lives of Nigerians are at stake. Because even if the federal government comes tomorrow and says we want to negotiate, certain individuals have been killed.
All right,
Amadin, their children. Have lost their parents.
The same federal government in question regarding Gumi's comments, noting about the release of the students from Tejina, that saying the bandits were disappointed that he negotiated with them without the federal government, and they are doing this for the sake of money. So I really wonder where this leaves us now, because the National Security Advisor, that's Babagana Mungono, on 11th of March, said that, quote, Nigeria would not negotiate with Boko Haram terrorists, and I think he was also referring to bandits, and negotiating with them will be all weakness instead of, mobilizing power to eradicate the violence. So where does this really leave us now with these bandits? Because this is not Boko Haram now, and the government is not negotiating, and Gumi, whether self-appointed or self-elected, whatever, is still making the negotiations, and it's all about cash and money. Where does that leave us in this fight against these bandits?
Only, sir, honestly, we're in a state of despair, because sometimes you might want to differentiate between bandits and Boko Haram. For some of us who have covered the security situation of the country in the last 12 years, there's actually no difference. There's actually no difference, because they kill, they use terror to suppress their victims, to intimidate the state and intimidate families. But what we are now looking at is that we are saying that we're in a very, very difficult situation. We have cried and said that the federal government must come up with a first responder mechanism, because that first responder mechanism is what they will reside in the communities, because these bandits stay in communities. These bandits live in villages. They don't come from the thin air. Many of them are Nigerians. If you say a few of them are imported, yes, but one thing that is consistent, they are armed. And because they are armed, they have the capacity and ability to spread terror in the lives of Nigerians.
Amadin.
That is why I said what we need now is a new security architecture.
Amadin,
mechanism.
I think you've actually made your point about security, a new security architecture. In the interest of time, we have to pause the conversation here. Thank you very much for joining us.